All right, let's hit the road. Today, we're taking on a piece of highway that has this fearsome reputation. We're talking about Nevada's Highway 50, but you probably know it as the loneliest road in America. Now, that name, it brings up images of just nothing, right? But what you're about to see is that it's actually packed with some incredible stories. Yeah, this is where it all started. This wild quote from Life magazine back in 1986. I mean, can you imagine? They were literally advertising against driving this road, saying, hey, unless you're some kind of survival expert, don't even think about it. But you know what happened? Instead of scaring everyone away, it did the exact opposite. It created this legend and put the highway on the map as a total bucket list trip.
So that's the big question we're tackling, right? Is this road really just a desolate wasteland you just have to survive? Or is that so-called loneliness the very thing that makes it the road trip of a lifetime? Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's go.
Okay, part one. We're starting our journey where, honestly, a lot of Nevada's story was written, right in the heart of the Old West. So, this first part of the drive, leaving Carson City, it's not about being lonely. Nope, it's all about the echoes of a boom that, believe me, shook the entire country. We're kicking things off in Carson City, the state capital. And look, before you even get on the open road, you're just steeped in history. You've got the State Railroad Museum, and I'm talking incredible, one-of-a-kind train cars here. Then there's the State Museum, which is actually inside the old Carson City Mint. How cool is that? You can literally go see the original coin press still doing its thing. This little timeline here, it's basically the key to understanding everything we're about to see. It all kicks off in the 1850s with a massive silver strike, the Comstock Lode. It was a total game changer. Then you have the legendary Pony Express, right? So romantic, so tough, and its route is the one we're basically following. But then, boom, 1869, the Transcontinental Railroad shows up and just changes everything. This history is literally carved into the landscape out here. So, just a little detour off Highway 50, and you land in Virginia City. And trust me, you have to do this. This isn't some cheesy theme park. This is the real deal. A living, breathing boomtown built on the crazy wealth from all that silver. The whole city feels like a time capsule, a place where a young guy named Mark Twain even came to cut his teeth as a reporter. So, 3,275. What in the world is that? Well, you go inside the Silver Queen Hotel, which, by the way, is like 130 years old, and you'll see this massive 15-foot-tall painting of a woman. But her dress, it's not made of paint, no way. It's made of 3,275 real, historic silver dollars. It's just, wow. It's this incredible reminder of the insane amount of money that was flowing through this town. And this quote just nails the feeling of the place perfectly. See, the guy who documented this whole trip, he brought his dad, Pops, along with him. And for Pops, this wasn't just some tourist spot. This was it. This was the real, authentic Old West dream come to life. You can just feel the magic through his words. Okay, we're leaving the towns behind now. We are heading into the part of the road that earned it that famous nickname. Out here, survival isn't just about having the right gear. It's about finding these strange, wonderful, and totally essential little spots that pop up along the way. As you drive, you'll see these old ruins along the highway. They're what's left of the Pony Express stations. Think about it. This incredibly romantic, unbelievably difficult mail service, and it only lasted for 18 months, just a year and a half. Why? Because technology happened. In 1861, the telegraph came along, and almost overnight, this new tech made those brave riders on their horses totally obsolete. A little piece of history right there on the side of the road. Okay, so after hours, and I mean hours, of driving through what feels like total emptiness, you come across this, Middlegate Station. The population is 17. 17! This place isn't just a diner. It's a landmark, it's a community gathering spot, and for a hungry traveler, it is a true lifesaver. And what they're famous for? Well, it's an experience. And that experience has a number, 1.5 pounds. That's not the whole burger. That's just the weight of the beef patty in their signature dish, the Monster Burger. But this isn't just a huge burger. It's a full-on challenge. We're talking 1.5 pounds of beef, all the fixings, a sourdough bun, plus a literal mountain of French fries. If you can somehow finish all of that, you get a free t-shirt to prove your victory.
And here's the kicker, according to our travelers, it wasn't just a gimmick. It was an absolutely incredible, delicious burger.
Not far from the burger stop is another Highway 50 icon, the shoe tree. And yeah, it's exactly what it sounds like. For years and years, people have left their mark here by tying their shoelaces together and trying to fling them up into the branches. It sounds simple, right? But apparently, it's way harder than it looks, and you might have to do the walk of shame to pick up your shoes from the pile of failures underneath. All right, so after you've survived the vast open spaces, the road leads you back to civilization. Or, well, a 19th century version of it anyway. The towns of Eureka and Ely, they're not just pit stops. They are these incredibly well-preserved time capsules that really anchor the whole drive. First up is Eureka, and this town feels like it's been plucked right out of the 1880s. You can actually stay in the Jackson House Hotel, built in 1877. And yeah, the rumor is it's haunted. You can check out the beautifully restored Opera House from 1880. And my favorite part, you can explore the old Eureka Sentinel newspaper building. It literally looks like the printers just got up and walked away yesterday. It's frozen in time. About an hour down the road, you hit Ely. This is another can't-miss stop. But here, the story is different. It's all about the railroad. If the other towns were built on silver, Ely's entire identity was forged in steam and steel. And that history is incredibly alive today. The main event here is the Nevada Northern Railway Museum, and it is just spectacular. Seriously, this is not some stuffy museum with old trains behind a velvet rope. No, this is a living, breathing, working rail yard. It's considered one of the best preserved in the entire nation. You can walk right through the engine shops where they're still working, talk to the crew, and get up close to these massive, unique machines, like a vintage rotary snowplow. It's amazing. Okay, we're on the final stretch, and the landscape just completely transforms. We're leaving the flat, wide-open desert floors behind, and we're starting to climb. The road starts winding its way up through these high mountain passes, leading us toward one final, absolutely breathtaking reward. Get this. To drive Highway 50, you have to cross 17 different mountain passes. 17! And this number, 7,722 feet, that's the elevation of the highest one, Connors Pass. It's just a powerful reminder that this lonely road is also an incredible feat of engineering that conquers some seriously tough country. And what's waiting at the end of this epic journey? A national park that so many people have never even heard of. Great Basin is one of America's least visited national parks. And you know what that means? Its incredible beauty feels totally remote, wild, and almost like it's just for you. It is the perfect end to a trip that's all about finding beauty and solitude. But the park's greatest treasure? Well, it makes you work for it one last time. First, you have to drive this winding 12-mile scenic road up Wheeler Peak. Then you're at 10,000 feet, and you've got to hike a 3-mile trail in that thin mountain air. But the reward for that little pilgrimage? You get to stand face-to-face with the ancient bristlecone pines, some of the oldest living things on the entire planet. It's just humbling. So after 3 days, after all that driving, we're back to that initial question, the one from Life magazine. We've walked through ghost towns, we've taken on a monster burger, and we've stood in front of trees that were alive when the pyramids were being built. And that really leaves us with this final thought. After seeing all that, after encountering the ghosts of gunslingers, monster burgers, and trees that are older than empires, is this road really empty? Or is it just quiet enough to let history finally speak? Maybe lonely was never the right word. Maybe it's just peaceful, quiet. Quiet enough for you to hear the echoes of the Pony Express, to feel the real spirit of the Old West, and to just stand in awe of both our history and the natural world.